In today's video, we're taking a closer look at one of the most controversial figures in art history, Paul Gauguin. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying the impact he had on the art world. Join us as we explore his journey from challenges to artistic greatness. Stick around to find out more. Paul Gauguin, 1848–1903, was a French Post-Impressionist painter known for his vivid colors and bold style. He was born in Paris, but spent much of his life in various parts of the world, including Peru, Martinique, and Tahiti. Gauguin spent much of his early life at sea as a merchant marine before settling in Paris to pursue a career as a stockbroker. In his late 20s, Gauguin began to devote himself to art and became a leading figure in the Post-Impressionist movement. Throughout his life, Gauguin struggled with poverty and personal setbacks, including the loss of his wife and children and poor health. Paul Gauguin and Vincent van Gogh were both influential Post-Impressionist painters who worked during the late 19th century. They were friends and spent time together in Arles, France, where they both worked on developing their distinctive styles of painting. While they shared a mutual respect for each other's work, their friendship was ultimately strained by personal and artistic differences. Paul Gauguin first traveled to Tahiti in 1891, and he stayed there on and off for the rest of his life. He created many artworks during his time in Tahiti. Some of his famous paintings from this period include, Where Do We Come From? What Are We? Where Are We Going? The title of the painting is inscribed in the upper left-hand corner and it is displayed at Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Two Tahitian women depicts two topless women, one holding mango blossoms, on the Pacific island of Tahiti. The painting is part of the permanent collection of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City and was donated to the museum by William Church Osborne in 1949. When Will You Marry? Is an oil painting from 1892 by Gauguin. In this painting, a younger woman in traditional dress stretches forward on the ground. She is looking back towards, and partially obscuring, a more matronly figure in a Western-style dress who raises her hand in a gesture of significance. Tahitian Women on the Beach is a painting, made by Gauguin in 1891. The painting depicts two women on the Pacific island of Tahiti on the beach. This painting is currently in the collection of the Musée d'Orsay, located in Paris, France. Self-Portrait with Halo and Snake is a painting by Paul Gauguin, completed in 1889. It depicts the artist in profile, with a halo hovering above his head and a serpent wrapped around his neck. The painting reflects Gauguin's interest in spirituality and exoticism, as well as his fascination with primitivism and non-Western cultures. The painting is currently part of the collection at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. Marathi Metua Notahamana is a painting by Paul Gauguin, completed in 1893. The title translates to Tahamana has many parents, in Tahitian, and it depicts a young Tahitian girl named Tahamana, who was Gauguin's lover at the time. The painting is part of Gauguin's artistic exploration of Tahitian culture and depicts Tahamana in a traditional pose, with flowers in her hair and a white garment covering her body. The painting is known for its vibrant colors and its portrayal of Tahitian life and culture, which was idealized and romanticized by Gauguin at the time. It is currently housed in the collection of the Art Institute of Chicago. Vision After the Sermon is a painting by Paul Gauguin, completed in 1888. It depicts a group of Breton women who have just attended a sermon and are experiencing a vision of Jacob wrestling with the angel. The painting is notable for its bold use of color and simplified forms, as well as its incorporation of the flattened perspective and bright colors of Japanese woodblock prints, which were a major influence on Gauguin's work. In 1901, Gauguin returned to France, where he lived in relative poverty. He struggled to sell his artwork and was often in debt. Despite his financial troubles, he continued to create art until the end of his life. Gauguin passed away on May 8, 1903, at the age of 54, in the Marquesas Islands. He was buried in Calvary Cemetery in Atona, on the island of Haivaoa. He was one of the leading Post-Impressionist painters, who developed a unique style that bridged the gap between traditional European art and the avant-garde movements of the early 20th century. He rejected the traditional forms and techniques of Impressionism and instead favored bold, flat areas of color and simplified forms. Gauguin's innovative techniques and his exploration of new subject matter made a lasting impact on the art world. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life and art of Paul Gauguin. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. See you in the next video.